Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Box of Roses podcast. I'm Xander Rose, and my guest today is from the deepest sad of depression, CJ Young. CJ, how are you, buddy?
Well, not sad, but I'm getting there.
You're getting there. I heard you had a big dose of the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, no, that was not good, but it was kind of pathetic to be honest. I thought it'd knock me on my ass a little bit more than it did, but I was only real 2 days of being sick and about another like 12 days of isolation, which I probably didn't need. But you don't want to spread it, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I understand. My son today just got COVID, so it's not good. He's knocked out and upstairs, and he's got a temperature, a fever. So it's yeah, it's not good. We ended up getting it, I think, from my parents. We ended up staying there for a few. We went down the coast for a few nights, and then they ended up getting COVID halfway through. I was like, okay, well, I guess it won't be long till one of us get it. And my son has got it now, so we're in isolation as well for 7 days. And then I'm guessing we're just a ticking time bomb, ready to get COVID as well. Either myself, my wife, or my daughter. One of us will get it next couple of days, I suppose. What do you
hope
do?
not, but yeah, I got it down Newcastle, down the coast as well, visiting family as well, ironically. So it's pretty bad down
Yeah.
there.
Well, look, it's if you get it, you get it. As long as we build up our antibodies and no one dies from it, I suppose our bodies are going to be stronger for it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just honestly, just felt like a cold for me, but I can't speak for everyone. Just made me a bit stronger, hopefully.
That's it. And I was today also. I was at the eye hospital, mate. I had a detached
Oof.
retina 10 years ago, and my eye was a bit hazy, and I was like, oh no, don't tell me this. And because I was a close contact too, I had to be in an isolation room, mate. The last 4 or 5 days for me have been absolute hell. But you know what? I'm still alive, and we're doing this podcast no matter what. So, mate, when did you start watching wrestling?
I would have been 6 years old. I just moved from a little town called Barnevin all the way to right in a little place called Moore Park near Bundaberg in Queensland. And my brother Jacob, he's about 5 years older than me. He was going to Blockbuster and Video Easy borrowing the DVDs because that was still a thing back then, believe it or not, in 2007, I think it was. Um, and yeah, he brought home, I think it was Judgment Day 2007. I could be wrong, but I remember watching Ric Flair versus Carlito. And like, even though like as a kid, those that are like they're not the most outlandish people, at least at that time Flair wasn't. But like, I don't know what it was, it just captivated me. And later on, I saw John Cena versus the Great Khali, and it's just hard to explain, man. It's just you just kind of grabbed me in a way, and then like I started going to school there, and the kids had wrestling figures, and I borrowed them, and it's like these are awesome too. And it's like this is the best thing I've ever discovered. It's like Power Rangers, but more real. so
It really grabbed you, eh?
yeah, man, it's hard to describe. It's just I've always like from there always said I wanted to be a wrestler, and I'd wrestle my friends in the backyard or break a few beds in the progress, piss off my mum.
I remember us as well, like when I was in high school, and we used to watch. I'm telling my age now, but we used to watch WCW Nitro, and
Oh yeah,
in high school, there in year 7 and 8, I'd go to their house, they'll come to my house, and would wrestle, and I had like my dad's like weightlifting belt, and I would actually write in text because there's no, now you can buy a wrestling belt, it looks pretty cool. Back then, there was nothing like that. So
yeah. This
we just wrote in text, WCW Nitro champion or WCW champion, and bit of fun. But we had some good times. Mate, who was your favorite wrestler of all time? Who's the goat in your eyes?
of all time, Rey Mysterio, and I
Oh,
think that's
nice.
probably because of the Power Rangers connection I made. Because I love Power Rangers first, and I still kind of do, to be honest. It's guilty pleasure. Um, and he's just like basically a wrestling Power Ranger. You can make that argument about most mass wrestlers, but yeah, and as a little kid, he's a little guy, so you look up to him the most because you identify with him the most. And as a kid, I was actually quite small until I hit puberty, so like I thought that's who I wanted to be, and then like all of a sudden, I got bigger than him when I was like in year 8, and I'm like, oh, can't be him anymore. um, so yeah, man, I still get excited when I'm seeing wrestle to this day. I remember when he returned in 2018 in the Rumble, I screamed like a little girl. I was so excited, man. Yeah, so he's by far the goat in my eyes.
So do you still watch the current product?
I tune in every now and then. I don't watch it religiously like I used to because I'm kind of focused on my own career and stuff like that. But like I'm really excited for the Royal Rumble coming up in a couple of days. Like I'm gonna go see a few mates and watch it there. So like I do get excited for a few things like the CM Punk stuff in AEW. You know that grabs my attention a fair bit.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I keep up. Like I'm aware of what's going on for the most part.
So you don't really watch that much AEW because I'm a massive. Everyone knows that I'm a massive AEW mark, but for yourself, you don't watch it that much.
Um, I'll buy a pay per view every now and then, and I'll watch some YouTube highlights. And like the stuff I do watch, I like. There's some stuff I don't like, but you know, wrestling's subjective, so that's okay.
Of course.
Um, but yeah, I really love the CM Punk and MJF stuff right now, especially. That's really tickling my fancy. And
How good
Brody
is that?
King, he looks like a beast as well. So like that, it's exciting to see him. So yeah, I mean, like I said, not religiously, but I keep up with it.
So look, I know when and where you started wrestling, but you tell me, you tell the people here listening, when did you start wrestling, mate, and where?
Um, I had my first session in April 20th of 2019 at Club Vulcan, the VCW wrestling school. Um, and that first day sucked. It's my fault because I was 150 kilos at the time. You know, I was just young and naive, wanted to do it. I did all the research, and I was rejected by a few places. They just expected one of the places. Not going to name which one. They expected me to either one of them expected me to be fit, and the other one expected me to be fit and be a wrestler as well. So like they weren't actual wrestling schools; they just advertised themselves as such. But yeah, BCW gave me an opportunity. They said, "Yeah, man, just come along, come for like a little tryout, see how you go, see if it's something you want to do." And as soon as I walked in there, Vulcan, he came up to me and he said, like, "Are you so and so?" I don't know if we should use the real names here, but
Yeah, you're right. It's up to you.
yeah. Yeah, he said, "Are you Isaac?" And he's just like, "Yeah, yeah, it's me." And he's just like, "All right, cool. Robbie over there will he will show you how to do squats." And just right off the bat, like right, and so like and I had never done a squat in my entire life up to that point. So I'm just like, "All right, here we go, I guess." And then Robbie, really nice guy, he showed me the correct way of doing it, and
People that
I
don't
did.
know who you're talking about, that is the Prince of Leon. We had him on the pod too not long ago, but yeah, keep going.
I kept wanting to call him Prince of Neon. That's why I got confused for a second.
Yeah, he comes out with like big neon lights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he showed me how to do squats, and like the first one hurt, and then like I don't know how many I did. He just said, "Yeah, just keep doing them," and he went off to do his own thing. I think he was doing his own workout, so he showed me how to do it properly, and so I wouldn't embarrass myself too much. And I was kind of doing him. I definitely tried to do him. Um, my legs felt like jelly after about 20 of them. Uh, and then
But can I be honest as well? I think like because I remember when you came in, and obviously like you haven't had any training whatsoever. You weren't any physical like in a good physical spot to be honest either. But what I
no,
loved about you was like, mate, you didn't stop trying. I remember, mate, you falling to the ground, got back up, like you just did not stop. And I think at the end of the day, I think it paid a lot of paid dividends for you, to be honest, because you kept with it, persisted with it. And I remember, do you remember what I told you one time as well? I said that, mate, listen, I know that because I had the same thing too. Because sometimes when you do something and you can't do it, you're thinking, man, I'll never be able to do it, eh? Like I can't do this, like I won't be
yeah,
able to do it. But you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and you can do it. You know what I mean? It's amazing what you can do really when you try, eh?
yeah. I'll never forget the first time I got up from a roll. Um, like I guess because I kept how rookies go, they just kind of go on their ass that their first go, and like I could just never get up because I was too heavy, didn't have enough muscle in my legs or in my stomach just to get the momentum to stand up. And I remember I think the first one I did kind of by accident. I was like, what the yeah, it was just like, I mean, I can't tell you like what it was like to lose every XL. I'm a large now. I'm a large now. I was a free XL when I first started, and it's
Wow.
just it's an amazing feeling, man. But it's not amazing having to buy so much clothes when you don't have much money. That kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah, it's just like it still makes me smile to this day. Just like it's good to be able to look in the mirror and be content and not go, "I hate you."
Yeah, well, that's it. You got to be happy with yourself, and like I said, man, you put in the work, and it's just it's satisfying to see, not just for yourself, but just people in general. You know, when you put something in your brain, you said, "No, that's it. I'm doing this," and even if I fall 100 times, I'll get up 101 times. You know what I mean? I know it sounds cheesy, but it really is something to aspire for. I think, you know.
Yeah, well, stuff like that's repeated all the time because it's true. Like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But I mean, we talk about Vulcan. I mean, what was it like having him as a coach?
um, it's kind of scary to be honest when you're just an 18-year-old kid and like you don't have any experience and whatever, and then it's just this giant big bloke with dreadlocks, and, you know, big beard and just massive upper body. He's just kind of staring down at you, and you're like, oh my god, he's going to eat me. But to be honest, like the thing that stuck out the most about Vulcan the first day I met him was his his dogs just looked just like him. And it just threw me off so much. I thought I was delirious because I was falling over from the squats, and I look over and I was like, and I thought I was hallucinating because I see these dogs walk past. Like, Vulcan, what? Yeah. And then like for a while I was questioning myself, but a couple of weeks later I see him again and go, oh, that's what I saw. Because I'm pretty sure I've just been walked in. But yeah, that definitely stuck out.
Crazy. But he's a gentle giant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's he was very patient with me. Definitely. Because most of the people that he'd that would come in, obviously were a lot fitter than I was. He always expected more from me, and that's not a bad thing. Like I like I hated disappointing him. Like I remember one time for the first time, he made me do 100 burpees and 100 sit-ups just to see what my fitness was like. And like it was better than it was, but it still wasn't where I wanted it. So like afterwards, I threw up in the bathroom, and I didn't tell anyone that part. And then and then I was practicing a match with Daniel Alexander, and I was just going the wrong way. I was just so like out of it, and he just gave me this look like a father would, going like it's not good enough. And I was like, oh, but
That's all right.
ever since that day, unless I've been ill or I've been busy, I've been doing burpees every single day. Because
Good.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. It wasn't just. I didn't feel bad about how disappointed he was. I was more disappointed in myself that like I didn't feel good enough still, and it just kind of little bit of lit that fire even higher.
So, I mean, you haven't been wrestling that long, but still, I mean, I know COVID stopped a lot of stuff, a lot of shows and whatnot. But I mean, so far in your wrestling career, what is your highlight?
Well, I've had 6 matches. My favorite match I've had was with a bloke we got called Metal Corey. It was just like it's my masterpiece so far. It's just like there was no mistakes, no sloppiness. It was just it's I had the most fun doing it because that was the first time I could really like bring out this character I made for myself. This just obnoxious golf. And I guess I was so verbal, and I made people laugh. I got to do a cannonball, which is one of my signature moves I do, and see a guy like I'm still a pretty big dude, so pretty I'd say bit of a sight to see someone doing like flips and rolls and stuff like that. And yeah, that was that's my favorite match. My favorite moment was probably the time I walked out of the curtain the first time at my debut at VCW.
It's a
Like,
crazy moment, isn't it?
yeah, it was just like felt like the first day of the rest of my life. Like as soon as I walked out, I was just like, I just got this feeling, and like I still haven't got that feeling back of going, wow, I'm here. It's indescribable.
Yeah,
And like
it is.
I don't know if you remember backstage, I was just kind of speechless. I was just kind of staring at a wall, going, did that just happen?
It is pretty crazy. But I mean, the federation that you're working for now, are you working for some person in particular, or a couple of feds, or?
Right now, I'm working for Russell Strong Dojo. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Obviously, like in the future, I'd like to do more, but as of now, because of COVID and stuff, it's a bit confusing. So I'm just gonna stick to what I got here and venture out later on. But yeah, it's great, man. It's really what's the word for it? It's just a really homey environment, especially when I'm training. It just feels I feel really comfortable and safe, and like not on edge or anything like that. I've definitely grown a lot there since I started training there. Um,
Because you lived in Oberon, so in the country. So what do? You travel there, or you've moved down here, or
um, Last year, probably about just a year ago, I moved in with my partner, who's also a wrestler, uh, and so it's in Riverston, so it's about maybe an hour on a train. So like it's a big improvement because before I had to honestly, I'll be honest here, I had to pay my mum all the money I'd get basically just so she could afford to take me to training and I could afford to pay for training.
wow,
Um, yeah, and I'm so grateful for my mum. I wouldn't be if it wasn't for her, man. Like I don't want to talk about it too much because it might, you
yeah.
know, touch a nerve. But yeah, I'm a big
Didn't
silk.
she used to? She used to drop you off at VCW as well.
Yeah, she did, man. That was even a bigger journey. Like I
Yeah,
said, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for her. If I didn't have someone to, go, I want to see you succeed and want to see you happy. I Yeah, I just wouldn't be here. So like, she's more responsible than Vulcan, my coach now, myself, anyone. She's the most responsible for why I'm where I'm at.
beautiful, mate. That's beautiful. So I mean, like your goals for the future in terms of your wrestling career. What do you want to get some straps or what's going on? Tell us.
My one goal is to get a strap, as you call it. I really want to be champion one day. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if I'm mid 40s, make my own federation and put the belt on myself. I don't bloody care. I'm determined. Just like I was determined to get into this, I'm determined to be champion one day, and like it'll be a grind. Just one day. So that's my one goal. I also, I'd really like to have a one-on-one match with Dean Draven. To be honest, like I just think that'd be a lot of fun.
The Pantherine,
Yeah, the big boy.
he will
Like
leave a black spot on your chest, my friend.
he sure did in the Rumble.
How was that?
Oh man, that was definitely experience. um, yeah, it's like yeah, he's like definitely the biggest name I've wrestled with before, and like yeah, or it's just like you kind of get lost in the moment. Like he gave me a choke slam, and I'm not, I don't think I'm the best athlete in the world, so I don't know how much I got up, but I think he got me up the most, to be honest. Like there's a photo of it I have to send you. I'm just completely in the air, and yeah, took the wind right out my sails. And then Sinners like got in the corner, he chopped me, and it, oh bloody hell, cut
Wow,
my chest open too. Oof.
that's nice. So, lastly, mate, just like obviously you're young yourself.
Yep,
Pardon the
I'm
pun,
21.
CJ Young.
There
But
you go.
I mean, for new guys coming into the business, any advice, things that you've gone through that maybe you can, you know, relay, something that they might, they might like.
Um, when you do find a place you're comfortable with, and that can take time. You don't always have to jump on the first wrestling school you see. If you don't feel like it's for you, it's not for you. Don't like it's out there that not every wrestling school is perfect. You're gonna hit a dud. But I was lucky and didn't. But there's a lot of people that weren't as lucky as I was. So you be a little bit picky. Make sure you feel safe. Also, of course, try and get into a little bit better shape than I was when I first started because yeah, there are places out there that will help you lose weight, but at the same time, you're better off dropping a few kilos before you start because or taking bumps and being unfit, it's not a good time. It's no fun. So take it from me, someone with experience. The Get into a bit better shape than you already are, unless you're already fit and good on you. But ring shape's a whole other thing, and you're going to learn that the hard way. Everyone does. Go in completely clueless. Don't think you know anything because you don't. Just because, like, for example, you'd think a clothesline is just you put an arm up. Wrong. There's a lot of technical movements you have to do. It's really hard.
So basically, just because you watch WWE or AEW and you think you've done it, to someone in your bedroom and all that sort of stuff, it's not as easy or clear cut as you see on TV.
No, it's very hard. There's very specific movements. You have to be specific positions you have to be in the ring. It's gonna really test your brain and see how good it works. Because my God, like there's so much you don't know. So just going clueless, like you act nothing, like you know nothing, and then because you do. That's just the way it is. You may think you might know something, but I doubt you do. I heavily doubt you do, because I think a lot of people, especially like young people, like I was, like I thought, yeah, clothesline, just put the arm up and then you just kind of pick them up and throw them for a slam. No, wrong. There's very specific things that you don't even know words for yet. Like I guarantee you, like most of the people that haven't started wrestling or who want to don't even know what post means
Yeah.
or universal. Like these words are foreign to them. So, I'm rambling a bit here, but just go and clueless, and it'll do you a favor.
Cool. All right, mate. Well, that'll do us for today's episode. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely,
And,
man.
I've got to check you out. Got to see you in the ring soon. Whether I have to go and to Wrestle Strong's show and just check you out, because it's been a while, man. It's been, what, 3 years now since I've seen you. So
Yeah, it's been a while.
it's up there anyway. But yeah, mate, we'll see you soon. And guys, if you want to check out CJ Young, he does wrestle for Wrestle Strong Dojo. So they do shows. We're about to do shows, Penrith areas and that.
We do
Bonnyrigg.
Body Rig and Gales Club, and maybe some stuff in between that I'm not don't can't think of the top of my head. But if you look at the Wrestle Strong Dojo Facebook page or their Instagram,
Yeah,
you will see all the event information you need.
awesome. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. See you next time.